I'm going to say this as a comic. I am afraid now to get on a stage because on my third show where everybody been drinking, if you don't like my joke, do you now believe that you can get up and slap me?
How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about the rapper T.I. confronting a female comedian on stage over some jokes about allegations against him that he didn't like. Now, I call this the Will Smith effect. Oh yeah, we're still talking about Will Smith. Yes, we are. Why? Because what he did was open the door for guys like T.I. and other soft, effeminate, weak males, beta males, emasculated males to go out there and attack people, to confront them physically over some jokes, okay? Whereas before, if a comedian offended you, you would just stay in the audience. You might just stay quiet. Maybe you leave the show, exit stage left or whatever. Or maybe you just heckle. Rather than doing that, you take it to the next level. I'm offended. That joke wasn't funny. Now I'm going to come on stage and touch you. This is inappropriate, should never happen, but Will Smith opened that door. This is why Cheryl Underwood in the beginning said, now I'm afraid to go on stage because if we're in the third show, people have been drinking, you get in your emotions and all that kind of stuff wrapped up in it, low inhibitions, you may feel like, hey, I'm emboldened. I'm going to go protect my woman. I'm going to go protect myself and my man. I'm going to get on stage and I'm going to slap you because I did not like your joke. I'm offended. And if you're a comedian, the nature of your job is going to offend people, okay? You're not expressly trying to offend people, but somebody might get offended. Like if I make a joke about Bruce Jenner, right? And I say that name, some of you guys might laugh, but Bruce Jenner himself, AKA Caitlyn Jenner, may not necessarily find that too funny. Now, I'm not trying to have to fight this big 6 foot tall person in a pair of high heels on the stage. You understand? That's not what I'm into. So just take the joke or take a walk. That's how I feel. But Will Smith opened the door for violence to happen against comedians. Now, we have video of what's going on. Oh, yeah, yes, we do. And it's going to kind of make sense. This is going to be like kind of backwards in sequence, but it'll make sense once I explain what's going on. So here's a video of T.I., a.k.a. I think his name is Clifford Harris, walking around his house addressing the incident that happened where he was heckling her, calling her the B word and whatnot. So let's see what he says.
You see where the got twisted? Never called you out your name. Never called you a bitch. You give me a video where I called you a bitch, I give you $1 million. Where I call you a bitch at? Where did I call you a bitch? I never called you no bitch.
Wait for it. See the video over there? That's going to play, and you're going to hear him say a particular word. So it was censored right there, but he definitely called her to be, and he's right there in the crowd at the comedy show. This is caught on camera. Okay, you got caught in 4K or maybe 480p, but anyway, we'll move on. So you got witnesses there, you got cameras there, all of that. So you definitely were heckling her. You definitely were calling her the B word, all because of a routine about marriage she was doing. Let's see what she says about the whole thing.
So I'm going to explain this one time. This is about what happened at One Night Only at our bar on Edgewood with myself and T.I. T.I. came to the show. It's about over anyway. It's an open mic. He comes. He does like 30 minutes. Now, after he gets off stage, I'm going to the next show. I'm hosting. I'm talking about marriage. He keeps cutting me off, telling me to shut the f up, calling me all kind of heckling me. So I'm like, all right, come on, stop playing with me. Like, it's crazy. You keep going, and I can't say nothing to you. He then starts yelling about how I need to take my wig off multiple times. Take your wig off right now. Cutting me off. Take your wig off right now. Because a lot of y'all are saying I took a cheap shot. This literally going on and on harassing me. I don't know why my eyes turn hazy. It is really ugly. But anyway, I said, I'll take my wig off when you speak on the allegations. Nobody was tight except for him. Nobody ever called him a rapist. I responded to him telling me in a room full of people to rip my wig off and made a joke just like he did. So if you got a problem with it, not mine. So I'm going to explain.
So basically, just to kind of clarify, if there's any misunderstanding, he does this set 30, 45 minutes. When he gets off, she is doing a bit about marriage to bring on the next person, which is not T.I. during her bit about marriage, not necessarily about him, just about marriage in general, he's heckling her the whole time, calling her the B word, shut the F up, take your wig off. He's heckling her in the crowd. So then she responds like, well, I take my wig off, talking about them allegations. Then that's what made him go off. That's what sparked it right there. But what started the whole thing was him heckling her. If you want to be a comedian, T.I., and if you guys don't know, T.I. wants to be a comedian now, rather than just being a rapper. He wants to be an amateur comedian. If you want to be a comedian, T.I., you got to be able to take jokes and take heckling without getting all in your feelings.
Evidence, because there was no crime. There is nothing to charge me for.
So the allegations against him are sexual assault with him and his wife, and it's some girl saying some stuff. I don't know all the particulars of it. Maybe I could find some articles and link to it. But there were some allegations, and then she brought that up after he was heckling her. So now he's upset, taking the mic from her, and wants to go try to defend himself. He sounds super guilty to me, but that's just my humble opinion.
Or no, shut the fuck up for a second. Ain't no motherfucking case. Ain't never been no motherfucking case.
Now, the thing about T.I., he's in Atlanta. You're in Edgewood. I think it's on the east side. And T.I. is from, I think he's from the west side, but Atlanta regardless. The thing about people like T.I. in Atlanta, they're not necessarily seen as celebrities because they see him all the time. They're just like a regular person. So that's why he's not being mobbed on stage or anything. And he's just like a regular guy in the A. But at the same time, people might be kind of afraid to say something to him because of who he knows in the street, and they don't want anybody to retaliate against him. That could be why they're just pretty much letting him do whatever he wants to do right here in front of the stage with the microphone.
Because I ain't did nothing wrong, and my wife ain't did nothing wrong. And if you keep on playing with me, nigga, I'm going to continue to confront you.
See, that was a little shift right there. He was getting ready to threaten her with some violence. Then he's like, well, nah, okay, I'm going to just continue to confront you. See, he's angry at her and wants to attack her. This is the Will Smith energy that it's the same thing. It's the same exact thing. But again, guys like T.I., they feel emboldened. And T.I., super soft. I saw him in the video. He had to go bring his wife some food in bed, and he was like, oh, did I do it right? Did I get you the sauce right? I could never.
Publicly, verbally, never him. There is no.
So now here's the next clip. You about to get on stage.
I don't want to hear none of that. Don't play with me about that. I haven't cut his mouth. Hey. Don't play with me about that. I'm not. The one thing I am is a comedian. I'm not playing with you. See, now you're getting misunderstood. This is not a rap battle. This is not that. This is a motherfucking comedy show. And be clear, if I want to make jokes about.
See, the security should have already stepped in right here, because if there was already a heated discussion, they're having an argument. Basically, he's screaming at her, hey, if you're doing all that, he should never allowed this. He shouldn't have been able to get on stage. Right now, he has his arms open for an embrace, but look how aggressive he is hugging her.
I'll make jokes.
There go Big Man of security right there. He's just stepping in just to make sure don't nothing happen. Okay. And I think T.I. sees Big Man, so he don't really want that type of smoke. He ain't really trying to get, pizza tossed in the A.
About something. Absolutely. No, you're not gonna tell me to shut the up and
See, look at this. This is a restraint right here. Big Man's kind of, if it wasn't T.I., I think Big Man would have already stepped in. But Big Man don't really want to do something too premature and put himself in jeopardy, in my opinion. If you guys are security out there, let me know what the appropriate thing would be to do right here.
This is my. Be very clear. This is my. No way.
Then he snatches the mic from her, and then they go into some music that I can't play. And then he is continuing to talk.
You don't come on stage to disenfranchise nobody or to on nobody, especially no black people. So y'all won't put that on my body. On God. Y'all won't put that on my motherfucking body. I love this art form. I love this craft. And I'm going to say what the get the out of my face. I'm going to say what the I want to say. Here's the reality. Doing comedy. Whatever the is going on, y'all see some shit about me go viral. Guess what? For comedy, it's up for grabs. And nobody is excluded from that.
Boom. That's facts. It's comedy. That's just what it is. I mean, it's so crazy. I'm gonna give a few closing comments after this last little clip right here, because this needs to really be addressed. Because if we don't address it, comedy is pretty much a wrap, especially among the community. So right here, they're having a cool moment. It seems to be kind of, cooled down. But after this, that's when he went and said, "I never called you the B-word, all this and that." He was still saying negative things. The guy's a nut. T.I.
The people see us hungry.
The guy's a nut. That's just really what that is. But she was trying to be cool. She's just a comedian, and that's it. She's not some type of malicious person. But he was heckling her. He was being weird. People in the audience were saying, like people that were there, they were saying that he was being weird, like he might have been on drugs or something. It was just strange. But again, that's that Will Smith energy. Will Smith emboldened guys like T.I. Now, as I close, I want to say this. Some say that the sexual assault allegation joke is too far. Oh, you can't joke about that. That's going way too far. I'm old enough to remember where Dave Chappelle did a whole song about the R. Kelly allegations. Remember that on the Dave Chappelle show, where he was talking about the underage girls that he allegedly peed on. And he had this whole thing where you had women, and he was dressed as R. Kelly. He had this hose, and it was supposed to be like some kind of liquid. And then the camera would pan over to this big yellow container that said R. Kelly's urine on it. They literally made jokes about that on the Chappelle show, did a whole song, music, production, lyrics, background dancers, all that. And that was okay for back then. But now you can't even be at some kind of obscure comedy club on the east side, Atlanta, and say anything close to that. Or you're going to have people say, "Oh, you should die. I'm going to kill you." What? Again, it's the Will Smith effect. You can't even have comedy anymore. Comedy should be open. Comedy should be allowed. You shouldn't have any kind of restrictions on your speech. I enjoy comedy myself. I enjoy a more dry humor. That's my preferred comedy method. But if somebody comes in with a real slapsticky type, smashing watermelons type thing, I'm not going to be like, you know what? I don't like that. I'm going to go attack him. That's not how it's supposed to be at all. I know it's all about fun and jokes and games. That's it. Keep it right there. Fun, jokes, and games. Don't let it go beyond that and have anybody out here get hurt. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? How do you feel about this whole situation? Was T.I. right to go on stage and try to kind of corral the girl and all that kind of stuff over some jokes about some allegations against him? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. Was it his fault? You're going to go to a comedy show, do your routine, and after you get off for 30, 45 minutes, you had plenty of time to do your whole thing. You're doing a whole Netflix special on stage. Then when the next girl come on, you want to interrupt her. She didn't interrupt you. How about give her a little bit of respect? Okay. And if you're so mad, just keep it to the comments. Don't try to get on stage and confront and snatch the mic and do all that. I mean, it's just so soft. But again, it's the Will Smith effect. And Will Smith didn't even gain anything from it. He lost pretty much everything from it. His own wife is not even backing him up. Even if she thinks that it was overboard and he overreacted, she shouldn't tell nobody that. But that's exactly what happened. She allegedly told somebody that he overreacted. It was too much, all this, that, and the third. You should at least stand by him and be like, "Hey, I support him no matter what," etc. But she didn't do that because everybody knows that he did way too much. And what he's doing is not going to please her because she's not able to be pleased by Will Smith, according to what she said in prior interviews. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.